Chapter 2, Mishnah 1. This chapter discusses the punishment of exile. Someone who kills a person in a shogeg, inadvertent manner, must leave his home and go into exile in one of several Arei Miklat, cities of refuge. He must stay in that city until the Kohen Gadol dies. If he leaves the city before then, a relative of the victim is permitted to kill him. This Mishnah discusses the types of killings for which the killer must go into exile. These are the ones who go into exile. One who kills a person b'shogeg, that is, he kills in a way that is not completely unexpected, nor is it extreme negligence. The killer should have been more careful, but he was not extremely irresponsible. The Mishnah gives examples of shogeg killing. Someone was pushing a roller, a round stone tool used to smooth out plaster, on a roof. And as he was pushing it downward toward the edge of the roof, the roller slipped out of his hands and fell on a person and killed him. Or he was lowering a barrel from a roof with a rope, and the rope slipped out of his hand, and the barrel fell on a person and killed him. Or he was climbing down a ladder, and he fell off and landed on a person and killed him. In all these cases, the killer goes into exile. In the following cases, the killer does not go into exile. However, if he was pulling a roller upward on a roof, and it fell on a person and killed him, or he was raising a barrel with a rope, and the rope snapped and the barrel fell on a person and killed him, or he was climbing up a ladder and he fell on a person and killed him. In these cases, the killer does not go into exile. The Mishnah gives a rule that summarizes the difference between the first three cases and the second three cases. This is the rule: whoever kills inadvertently while he was doing a downward motion, i.e., he was either moving himself or an object downward, as in the first three cases, he goes into exile. But whoever kills while doing an action that was not downward but upward, as in the second three cases, does not go into exile. Only when a person kills while doing a downward motion is the killing considered shogeg, and it is only in such a case that the Torah ordered the killer to go into exile. The Torah gives some examples of shogeg killing for which the killer goes into exile. One of the examples is as follows: if one comes with his friend into the forest to chop wood, and his hand swings the axe to cut the tree, and the iron slips from the wood and finds his friend, and he dies, the killer shall flee to one of these cities of refuge. Deuteronomy 19:15. The Mishnah cites a dispute as to the exact case the Torah is referring to when it says the iron slips from the wood. If a person was chopping wood and the iron blade of his axe slipped off its handle and flew out and killed someone, the law is the subject of a dispute. Rabbi says the wood chopper does not go into exile. Although the Torah states that a person who kills while chopping wood goes into exile, it is not referring to this case. But the sages say he goes into exile. When the Torah states that the iron slips from the wood and kills, it is referring to this very case, where the iron blade of the axe slips off its wooden handle. The wood chopper must go into exile as the Torah orders. On the other hand, if a person was killed not by the axe blade, but by a piece of the tree being chopped, i.e., as the wood chopper was cutting a tree, a piece of wood flew out and killed someone, Rabbi says the wood chopper goes into exile. When the Torah says the iron slips from the wood, it is referring to this case, where the iron blade of the axe causes some wood from the tree to slip off and fly. The wood chopper therefore goes into exile as the Torah orders. But the sages say he does not go into exile. The Torah does not refer to this case, but rather to a case in which the axe blade killed, as mentioned earlier.